Hello to you Year 7, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It will take just a few minutes to do it, but what will happen at the end of it is you have a much clearer idea of how you could gain some fantastic rewards while you're here with us at Penrice. So it doesn't matter if you are somebody who has used Accelerated Reader before and knows what that is. It doesn't matter if you've never heard of Accelerated Reader. By the end of this video you should understand how you can gain rewards for reading books with us here at Penrice. So what I want to do is I want to show you how you can access quizzes. So what I'm talking about is when you have finished reading a book, it can be a book you've borrowed from school or it can be a book that you've read at home. What you can do is you can log onto a website and take a quiz. That quiz will ask you questions about the book, and at the end of it you'll get a score, and if your score is good enough you can earn some merits for that book. So let me show you what to do then. You're about to go to the quiz website, but what you are not going to do is go straight to Google and go straight in there and type in Accelerated Reader. If you do that, it just won't work for you. And this is what you should have found when you did your STAR test in your English lesson recently. Do not Google Accelerated Reader. Instead, what you are going to do is take yourself to the Penrice website, just like I'm doing right now. So click there, and when the Penrice website loads up, what you need to do is at the very top here are some different options. By hovering over or clicking on the Students button, as I'm doing here, any moment now, I'm hopeful, there we go, that up will come this little drop down menu. And what I want to do is with this drop down menu, there's Accelerated Reader, which keeps disappearing for me. There's Accelerated Reader. Clicking on that will take me to this website when it loads up in a second, here. Right, this should look familiar because again, pretty much all of you I hope by now have done your STAR test on here, but this is where you're going to need to log in. So click I'm a student. Now, problem number 2, which always happens with some students, is that you are going to think about, oh, what's my username? Your username is not your school login. So it's not going to be 20 and then whatever the letter of your name is and so forth, which you use for the school computers. It is not that. It's not your school email address. Basically, it's going to be the first letter of your surname. So let's imagine that was it. And then there's a space and then it is your full surname like that. So initial space surname, and then the password is password, and that is it. By typing that in, that should take you, and if I press enter in a second, it will take you to Accelerated Reader. But if that doesn't work, if you've got a really common surname like something like John Smith, and you type in J Smith and that J space Smith, and that doesn't take you to your account, the next thing you can do is remove the space. So J Smith with no space. If that doesn't work, it's still password, by the way. If J Smith with no space doesn't work, J Smith 2 with no space, or J Smith 3, or even J Smith 4. That is how you will get logged on. But I'm going to go back to this account. So you log in, we press login, and up will come, I don't want that, thank you. Up will come this. The blue button is where you have done your STAR test before, but we are interested in this orange button. So this orange button, by clicking it here, up will come this little window, and it's asking you who do you want to log in with. Basically you log in with your English teacher. So click, it doesn't matter too much which one you click, but click on your English teacher and press done. And here we go into a website window which has got a search bar for us. So from here I can type in the name, as it says there, the title, author, or the quiz number. So if I know the author of my book was Michael Morpurgo, I could just simply put in Morpurgo, press return, and up will come all of these books by Michael Morpurgo, and I can click on take quiz and it will take me through, and it will allow me to do a quiz. Or let's say that I've read a book recently, let's say it would be Wonder. Do not do a quiz on Wonder yet, Year 7, not until you finished it in Tutor Times, and I'm going to book you into an IT room with your tutor group. But if I just searched for Wonder, as it's the title of the book, there it is at the top. It'll also tell me here what book level it is, so sort of indicating the difficulty of it. The ZPD, you might have seen that on your STAR test results, tells me sort of it's for middle years rather than lower years or upper years, and it also tells me how many points it's worth. So Wonder is quite a long book and therefore is worth quite a few points. Let me just give you a few quick warnings. Please pay attention to these, Year 7. Before I talk about rewards, you can only do a quiz once. So if it goes badly because you haven't read the book properly, or you decided that you're going to do a quiz on a book you read 2 years ago, do not do that. You will only be given rewards for books that you have read since leaving primary school. So that's the summer holidays onwards. If you want to reread a book that you read at primary school, that is okay. But trust me, we know that when students just try and log on and do a quiz on a book they read before, and they haven't read it for a long time, we know because the result is never that good. Nor do you need to do quizzes on films that you've watched of books, because again, the questions are written so that you aren't able just to watch the film and do that. So if I was to click on Take Quiz in a second over here, then that will take me through to it. And that quite simply is it. There are other things up here as well. You can look at your bookshelf when you've taken quizzes and it will show you your results for all the books. Progress will tell you how many words you've read this year once you've done quizzes, because it starts adding up the number of words. The final thing I wanted to show you quickly, Year 7, if I just take myself back here, is the rewards. So there are different rewards. So here is the little thermometer to try and guide you through. So if you read one book and if you get, as I've put over here, if you get 80% on that quiz or above, you will be given 1 merit for that book. If you get 100%, that's very impressive, and we will give you 2 merits, but you need to speak to your English teacher and tell them that you have completed the quiz. So if I read one book at 80%, I could shade that in. 2 books, 3 books. Once you have read 3 books at 80%, you have reached your bronze award, and they look something like this. So the bronze star that you can see on the side of the screen over here. So there are up to 8 badges available to you this year: bronze, silver, gold and platinum stars that you can wear on your tie or wear on your school blazer, and I'll tell you more about how you can actually get hold of those later. And also, by the end of the year, if you have read more than 1 million words in this year, then you will become part of our Millionaires Club, and I'll fill in more details for you at a later date of the reward, the special reward for our millionaires. So that is it. Please, a second time I'm saying this, but it is so important that you don't now just rush off and do loads of random quizzes on books you've read in the past. It just won't go well, and then you can't delete those. They'll be stuck there and they'll make your average score this year look really not so good. So that's it. You are now in a position where you should be able to log in. If you have any trouble with that, you can always email me. My name is Mr. Johnson, and my email address is pjohnson. Just typing that into your school email, it should come up. I'm not P Johnson IT, who's an IT man here. P Johnson, and then you can email me if you're unable to log in, and speak to your English teacher if you do quizzes, because they can then put the merits on for you. So good luck to you, Year 7. Aim high with your reading this year, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.